Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast, brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVRealtor.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
Hey, I'm awesome. How are you?
Very good. Today is Veterans Day, and I am super excited to be visiting with Maag with VetTix.org, and it's a organization that does all kinds of awesome stuff for veterans. So hats off. Anytime you're doing something good for veterans, you're on my good side.
Absolutely.
Now, I have to admit, I am not a veteran. That's one decision that I do regret. I really wish that I would have. I can tell you, our son is going to join the Navy. He's doing that. He's joined the Navy.
He's joined the Navy,
taken off in March, so super duper happy and very proud of him. But that's one thing that I always do kind of look back and say, I wish I would have done that.
Yeah.
So a big thank you to those who actually did. And again, coming up later in the program, going to be visiting with a guy that has an awesome plan on how to help veterans if you'd like to do that. Did you know that iguanas can commit suicide?
No.
And they often do.
Really?
Yeah. That's very rare in the animal kingdom for that to happen, but that is true story. I was reading about that. That is just bizarre. I always like to share a little nugget of knowledge as we get things going.
I wonder why
idea.
they would want...
Probably stressed out about iguana taxes or traffic. I have no clue. All I can tell you is it's a true story. Coming up, we get a lot of fun stuff to share on a Wednesday edition of the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. Get razors for $1 a month plus a few bucks shipping, so you can enjoy fresh razors every month for as little as $3. Learn more at dollarshaveclub.com/radio.
Heidi, I have a study here from the University of Wisconsin. They found that 13% of the U.S. general population is severely shy. 13%. Okay. I bet it's a bigger number than that, but some of the people didn't answer the phone.
We're
They're
too
like,
shy to tell them.
It's a stranger. I'm not going to answer the phone. I don't know these people. So they somehow found a 13% of the U.S. population severely shy. Would you consider yourself severely shy?
I wouldn't say I'm severely shy, but I am shy.
You are a little shy, but not severely shy. Hey, we got time to talk about this. Girls, when they outgrow their Barbie dolls, what do they do with them? Well, torturing them is normal. Believe it or not.
Oh,
did you do that to yours?
No, I sold mine.
It says when girls outgrow their... Yeah, I could see you do that. She's good at that. She's buying and selling all the time. My wife's a wheeler dealer. When girls outgrow their Barbie dolls, torturing them is not unusual. It's a conclusion of Great Britain's University of Bath. They said that there are different types of mutilation. They vary from creative, vary and are creative in a range of different things, from removing their hair to completely removing their head, to burning them, breaking them, and microwaving them. So, I
don't think so here.
Seriously.
Maybe in England.
Well, in England, they say when the kids are done playing with their Barbie dolls, they bust them up so they don't have to play with them anymore. So
wow.
That's what they do. I don't know. I didn't have Barbie dolls, so I didn't do any of that. My sister had a Barbie doll, and we gave it a haircut. So
I sold mine. I made some money.
Awesome. Coming up here in a bit, we got a guy that he was on his way to get some lunch, and he fell into a hole for 3 days. We'll tell you all about that. It's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you want to buy or sell an RV, go to RVRealtor.com. List your RV for free. Learn more at RVRealtor.com.
Heidi, you know it's true because you heard it on the radio. A man was on his way to get some lunch, and he fell in a hole for 3 days. Now, you've heard the joke, why did the chicken cross the road? But you've never heard the joke about the guy that was crossing the road and then, fell into a hole for 3 days. But it is true. There was an open manhole cover, and the guy fell in. His name is Kevin Funchess, and he was rescued in good condition when he was finally able to get 911 on his cell phone. I don't know why it took him 3 days. He said he was walking to get some fried chicken 3 days earlier when he fell into a manhole in a grassy area underneath a freeway near his home. Now, his body was wedged just 3 feet, a meter below the surface, but he couldn't get out or move enough to reach his cell phone that was stuck beneath him in his back pocket. That's why.
Oh, wow.
His shouts for help went unheard. He was unable to answer his phone, which was ringing repeatedly as family and friends were trying to get a hold of him. Kevin spent his time sleeping and praying in that hole. On Saturday, after 3 full days without food and water, he had lost enough body weight to maneuver himself around to get to his phone. Rescuers pulled him out and said he was dehydrated, he was sore, but he was in good condition. He said he looks at things now in a completely different light, but he does have one regret.
And he watches where he's going when he's walking now.
Well, he has one regret. You know what that is?
What's that?
He never did get that chicken. So that's what he says. Seriously. One regret. I never did get the chicken. Wait a minute. Wouldn't the regret be falling in the hole?
How would he not see it?
He was probably messing. Well, his phone was in his pocket.
His phone was in his pocket, so he wasn't texting.
He was just lost in thought. But you've heard the joke about the chicken that crossed the road. But this was a guy that crossed the road to get some chicken, and he fell in the hole.
That's really quite funny.
Yeah. Well, it's true because you heard it on the radio. Coming up here in a bit, we've got a guest. We're going to be visiting with Maag from VetTix.org, talking about how veterans get free tickets to all kinds of cool stuff. We're going to tell you all about that in a little while. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again?
844-204-1055.
And this is your brain on drugs. It pays to know the mayor, and it might even keep you out of jail. Wayne Greery was selling drugs on a street corner in the southeast part of town when a big car pulled up and the woman in the back seat rolled down her window. Wayne immediately rushed up and asked if, hey, you looking for a deal? Guess he didn't recognize her. It was the mayor who had been driving around the area to take part in a neighborhood cleanup effort to get rid of drug dealers. So he had been arrested. So, yeah, probably didn't help that he didn't know the mayor, because if he had known that was the mayor, he probably wouldn't have offered her, the drugs and whatnot. So then he...
Again, maybe he did.
Yeah.
Maybe he knew it was the mayor and was trying to get a gotcha moment. See, he bought some drugs for me. He's supposedly cleaning up the community.
There you go. Could have been. I don't know. I thought you fell asleep in the middle of that for some reason. You okay over there? Wake up, Heidi. Coming up, we have your moment of duh. We're going to talk about dragon sausage. Think about what that is. It's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Keystone Treatment Center. Addiction is no laughing matter. Call Keystone Treatment Center toll-free at 1-844-204-1055.
And we've got your moment of duh. Have you ever heard of dragon sausage?
No.
What do you think that's made out of?
Dragons?
I don't know. In Wales, the makers of Welsh dragon sausage have been warned they could face legal action if they do not specify on their package what meat is in their dragon sausage. A spokesperson for the company that makes Welsh dragon sausage says, I don't think any of our customers actually believe we're really using dragon meat. He spelled
what
meat,
do they think it
M-E-E-T,
is?
which is kind of interesting.
Because I don't know what it is.
But now they're adding the word pork to their label just in case. So dragon sausage, not made with real dragon, but made with pork.
I didn't seriously think it was dragon, but I had no clue what it was.
It is a spicy pork sausage that makes your breath hot like a dragon. So it's hot sausage.
All right.
They call it dragon sausage, and the guy thinks it's ridiculous and thought that nobody was really thinking they were eating dragon.
Well, no, because there's no such thing as dragons.
There you go. Well, we've got your scoop of the day on the way.
The Scoop of the Day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
And this is your Scoop of the Day. CBS announced about a week and a half ago they're going to release a new television show in 2017. You may have heard of this before. Star Trek coming back. Plan is to show this on CBS television. It can premiere there. And then
releasing the old ones again, or they're recreating it?
I think it's a new one. Yeah, release a new Star Trek television show. It's going to start in 2017. They'll release it on CBS television. Then they're going to make the series available for free online. So kind of coming up with a different plan there. They're saying, hey, we're going to get you to watch it here, and then when you fall in love with it, we're going to give it to you for free, which that's kind of cool.
America, I was never really... huge.
I thought you watched the.
I watched the Next Generation a little bit, but I didn't watch Star Trek.
Okay, well, when I was a kid, my dad liked Star Trek, so I watched it with him. So, I wouldn't consider myself a Trekkie. I don't know all the details, all the stuff. I just remember watching it, and I always thought it was pretty cool. America, I'm going to tell you, I'm quoting when I say this. You suck at using your turn signal. That's according to this story.
I know somebody in this room that sucks at using his
just
turn
yesterday,
signal.
We were getting ready to leave, and I knew where I was going. Heidi's like, you going to use your blinkers? I know where I'm going. Anyway, in a study by the Society of Automotive Engineers, we've learned that only 25% of U.S. drivers, I guess that's the number that improperly use their turn signal while they're on the road. The same study says nearly half of all drivers do not use their signal when they're switching lanes, which also is when you're supposed to use them. So they're saying, guys, come on. It's just a flick of a switch. Do it. Everybody knows what you're going to do then. The average woman will spend the equivalent of 41.5 months of her life doing what, Heidi?
Laundry.
No, talking on the phone to her mom. Research reveals most women make at least one call per day to their mother, with a conversation lasting about 21 minutes. That's the average. 1 in 10 women call their mama 3 times a day, spending a total of 63 minutes chatting. That's 1 in 10.
Way below average.
Yeah.
Way.
A couple times a week, I'd say at least. Oh, yeah. Usually.
No, maybe once a week I talk to her, if even.
Well, and I am really...
She'll call me and say, it's been a few weeks since I talked to you. Just checking in.
I feel awful. I call my mom not nearly enough. Mom, I love you. I should call you way more. And maybe, you know what we should do? We should call our mamas today. Let's do that. I feel like maybe I need to call my mama. Hey, what's the number one time waster at work?
Facebook.
Wrong. Meetings. That's the word. No, seriously. Take a listen to this. 32% of the people in 200 countries were surveyed by Microsoft when they were asked to name the top time waster at work, things that interfere with your ability to get your job done. On average, they said they spent 5.6 hours a week in meetings. Many of these meetings have nothing to do with the people that are in them. Like there's 2 people doing all the talk and everybody else is just sitting there drinking their coffee. 69% of that time with colleagues is considered pointless time. Lack of team communication and unclear objectives were also named by 32% of the top time wasters. Coming in right after these, unclear priorities, chosen by 31%. So that's where they're going, I have no clue what I'm even supposed to do. Followed by procrastination, saying, I know what I'm supposed to do, but I just don't feel like doing it. That's 29%. In total, 17 hours of an average 45-hour work week are unproductive, according to this study, this productivity pitfall study. That's more than 1/3 of the work week. We're not getting things done. So I have been involved in meetings before where somebody would actually say, I remember one in particular where they said, couldn't this whole meeting have honestly just been an email to everybody? And I think it got like a standing ovation. So
there you go.
All right, we're almost done here. If you burn your own CDs instead of buying them, there's some bad news. Not only is the music industry not happy with you, experts say that unlike the pressed original CDs you buy in stores, the ones you record yourself, they're not going to last forever. They're only going to last a couple of years. The reason is the recordable CDs have a layer of dye. It's modified by the laser beam to record the data. Anyway, it breaks down and it becomes unreadable. So if you've ever done that, if you've ever burned a disc and then it quit working, that's why. Strange law for today as we wrap things up with this program, with this portion of the program. In Boston, Massachusetts, it is illegal to take a bath unless one has been ordered by a physician to do so.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's a very old law.
I think that's probably a very old law.
But that is a strange law, and this has been your Scoop of the Day.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RoughToughKennels.com. Dog kennels and accessories sent to your front door wherever you live. Your dog deserves it. Learn more at RoughToughKennels.com.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on this Wednesday. Today's a special day. It's Veterans Day, and I've got a special guest right now that's doing something I think that is really, really, really cool for the veterans in the United States. We have Al Maag, and Al is joining us right now from Veteran Tickets Foundation. Al, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Fantastic. Thank you very much for doing what you guys do. Let's explain to people who maybe have never heard of the Veteran Tickets Foundation before. What do you guys do at the Veteran Tickets Foundation?
Well, we've been around for about 5 years, and we have just recently given out and served 1.6 million tickets from everything from the Super Bowl to comedy clubs to the symphonies, all the main pro teams, college teams, and so on. So it can be everything from sports tickets to entertainment, concerts, and so on. And we get these for all over the United States, and we then send them for free to approximately 285,000 of our members who are current serving as well as veterans who have served our country.
What a great idea. Where are you usually getting the tickets? Do you usually get them from a person that bought the tickets, or do you get them right from the team or right from the people putting on the concert?
The majority of our tickets are from the people putting on the concerts, from the teams, and all the event programmers. It really is a mix. We try to get out 4 tickets to all these different events, but we've had some folks, some big name stars, who've called us up with a day to go, saying, "Hey, we got 1,000 tickets," and we get rid of them for them.
Nice.
And so it's a win-win. I mean, who wants to go to an event where there's a lot of empty seats? And it's just an opportunity to make some folks smile and bring some memories, get some memories going for these folks, as well as if they're smart, it's a write-off for some of these folks who give us their tickets, as well as it's a win-win because they get to fill some seats, and probably they're going to spend some money on everything from beer and pop and maybe a T-shirt.
So, again, the Veteran Ticket Foundation has been around about 5 years. Where did the idea come from? Who came up with this idea?
Our CEO, Mike Bocaretto, was at the Super Bowl, in fact, about 5 years ago, and noticed the color guard was asked to leave after presenting the colors. And he was kind of like, they came, they presented the colors, and they've asked them to leave? That's kind of lame. And then, unfortunately, there were 2 seats that were empty the whole game next to him. And he said, "That's crazy." So he just started conjuring up, God, how can you start filling in some seats here? And what we understand, there's about 1 million tickets a day that are not used by people. Think of all the different events going on all over the country that are not being used, whether especially at the end of seasons, preseason games, and some of the teams that are not going to be making the playoffs. You know as well as I do, a lot of these teams have a lot of empty seats. But I don't want to just talk about where teams are maybe floundering a little bit. We get tickets from the best teams in the country, best concerts in the country, at all the time. So this is not about filling in seats when things are going slow for some of these promoters. It's also, for example, we have a big race coming up at Phoenix International Raceway, and we have quite a few tickets that we receive from them, and I know they can sell out. So that is just we get supported by a lot of folks who think we're doing the right thing to help out veterans and their families.
I think it sounds to me like this was an idea that needed to happen. You're helping the concert, you're helping the veteran. Everybody that's involved in this wins. It's a win-win, so kudos to you guys for doing that.
Well, thank you. That's how we feel about it, and we've been getting more and more tickets. We're shooting for, it took us quite a few years to get to 1 million tickets served, and then just in the last 12 months we did 500,000, and now we think our goal is to hit 1 million for the next year. So we think the more and more people learn about us, they're going to say, whether you're running a team or a concert, or you're just don't want to give your tickets to your mother-in-law and rather give them to a veteran's family, please send them our way. It's very easy to do it electronically on vettix.org. All the details are there. It's very easy to do. And I think that's why we're able to serve so many people today, and also so quickly, because of the fact everything is done electronically. It's not like we get physically tickets, put them in will call and all that. Some of that is done, but the majority of this is all done electronically. And what's kind of fun is I know this happens all the time. When they get their tickets, they don't know where they're going to be sitting, and sometimes, you might be in the upper deck at a ball game, but also if you go to a Yankee game, you could be sitting one row behind the dugout.
Nice.
Because the owner of the Yankee gives us his tickets. So you never know where you're sitting. You never know what events we're going to have, but we keep plugging and trying to get as many tickets for. Again, we have over 285,000 people signed up. So if anybody's listening right now, I would say if you are a veteran or a current serving, please sign up. It's very easy. It's certified by a third party. It takes only a few minutes to do. and join in, and you'll start getting emails of what tickets are in your locale. And then at the same time, if you have tickets and would like to, give them to somebody who will really appreciate them, send them our way as well.
And again, information can be found on the website VetTix.org, and that's really simple. It's VET for veteran, TIX, short for tickets.org, VetTix.org. And when you go there, you're going to see all kinds of really cool information. So if I'm a veteran and I want to know more, I can get the information from that website. If I'm a person who is putting on events and I'm saying, you know what, I love veterans and I want to have my event packed, filled with veterans, I can go on there and give my tickets away to the veterans through that same website.
Yep.
Very simple, very easy. Al, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me. And also, thank you for doing what you do, man.
Thank you for your support. Your station and the way you're doing things and promoting things surely will help us move this game forward, and we're going to do the best we can for as many veterans as possible. So thank you very, very much.
Again, our guest today has been Al Maag. He is with the Veteran Tickets Foundation. And if you'd like to learn more about the Veteran Tickets Foundation, I'm going to give you their website, VetTix.org. That's easily spelled out, VETTIX.org. Again, Veteran Tickets Foundation. What an awesome thing. Thank you so much for joining us on this Veterans Day on the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by CarsForSale.com. If you're in the market to buy a car, truck, or van, find thousands of vehicles to choose from at CarsForSale.com.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
Well, it's Veterans Day. That's the first and foremost of all of the stuff we're going to talk about. Happy Veterans Day to each and every veteran out there. I got a cute story. If we got time, I'm going to tell you a cute story about our daughter. Next, it's Death/Duty Day. I don't know what that is. That's kind of scary sounding. It's Origami Day, and it's Red Lipstick Day.
Yeah.
Let's go back to Veterans Day. I remember a few years ago, they were getting ready to do an honor flight, and our daughter was helping to raise money. She was doing a lemonade stand. Remember that?
Yes, I remember
and
this
I talked to the chief of police. He said he stopped by. He said, hey, I stopped by and I got some lemonade from your daughter. And he said, first of all, she didn't have a permit for that lemonade stand. And he kind of winked at me. And then he said, and I thought it was really cute. He said, I had to give her a little extra money because she spelled veterans wrong. Said, I'm raising money for the V-Trains. I was like,
he said, so I bought some lemonade for the V-Train.
I got some lemonade for the V-Train. So happy Veterans Day to you. We absolutely thank you and appreciate everything that you've done. Coming up here in a bit, we've got interesting news to find out if your childhood is over. I think mine is over. It's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by StoneGroupArchitects.com. It's more than a building. It's design and function working together. Check out the project portfolio at StoneGroupArchitects.com.
All right, they say life begins at 40, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure my childhood is over. These are some things, some realizations that a friend sent me that he knows for sure his childhood is over. Some things he's noticing in his life. For example, one peanut butter sandwich doesn't do it anymore. Driving a car doesn't sound like fun anymore. When you were a kid, all these things were awesome. Like a peanut butter sandwich, awesome. Now he's like, I need a little more than that. The average 10-year-old doesn't have a clue who Bo and Luke Duke are these days. That's really making him feel old. Being bad is no longer cool. For a while there, like when you were a kid, if you were the bad kid, they was like, hey, that's the bad kid. Nowadays you're bad, they're like, hey, that guy's going to prison. Saturday mornings used to be for cartoons. Well, now they're for sleeping in. It's like, there's nothing to wake up for. I can watch cartoons any day.
Even for kids, it's not for cartoons anymore, though. They
nuts.
did away with the Cartoon Channel.
And he says another way he knows that he's growing up is he's taller than the slide at McDonald's Playland. So it's not just taller than the thing. Yeah. If you're over this height, you can't get in. He's like, I'm taller than the whole slide. My parents' jokes are now funny. That's how he knows he's getting a little too old. Our son just the other day admitted that he started utilizing some of my humor, which he really feels bad. He's going to be 19 soon. He's like, oh, Dad, I started using some of your jokes. Naps are good again. You know what? I actually got in a nap. This has been like 2 weeks ago. I took a nap, and I was like, wow, that was awesome.
You know what? I have never outgrown naps.
For a long time, I couldn't do naps. When things go wrong, I can no longer yell do-over. I actually buy gloves and sunscreen now. These are signs that he's getting old. I leave concerts and ball games early to beat the crowd.
That is you.
I've done that like 3 different times.
And I'm always one going, no, we're staying here.
We're going to stay for his best song. I'm like, yeah, we've heard it. Let's go. If we go now, we can beat the rush. All right, one more thing here. He says, I can no longer get away with saying, what you talking about, Willis? Because nobody knows what that means. So all the people that he works with must be much, much younger, because everybody around here would know what that means, right? I hope.
I would assume.
All right, coming up, we got a perfect match. This is a cute story, and it's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVWheelator.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVWheelator.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
This is an awesome story. Now, for those of you listening that don't know this, first of all, my wife and I work together. This beautiful woman standing next to me here, it's my wife, Heidi. How you doing over there, Heidi?
Fantastic.
So we get to work together. Now, I don't know if this would work for us, though. Take a listen here. Basan Jain and his wife, Anita, are a perfect match, literally. He and his wife from India have dressed in matching colors every day throughout the course of their marriage, and they pledge to dress identically until the day they die. The two have become celebrities in their town because of this. Basan, who runs a small bookstore with his wife, said initially the shopkeepers were puzzled by their demand for their same clothing. But as their fame has spread, traders began bringing special matched clothing just for them from wholesale markets. So as much as I love you, I don't know if I would like to dress like you every day.
We pretty much do anyway. We both wear our logoed shirts usually.
No, lately I don't, because they don't fit me anymore. One of these days. But would you wear like matching pants, matching shirts?
Oh, no.
Matching hats, gloves,
But
everything?
they didn't say that. They said matching colors.
Okay. Oh, I see. Well, maybe I'm reading into this a little too far. Anyway, they're a perfect match. I think it's kind of sweet. And it's kind of weird.
It's kind of lame.
All right. Coming up, we've got a dead man that's still running or still alive. He's still working as a politician. We'll tell you what's going on there in just a bit.
This portion of the program is brought to you by GunUp.com. If you're a gun lover, you'll be in heaven at GunUp.com. Built by experienced military veterans, shooting sports competitors, and publishing professionals. They have awesome stories and articles that are read by millions of gun enthusiasts. Check it out at GunUp.com.
A Japanese woman has been ordered to repay a life insurance claim after her supposedly dead husband was found working as a politician. The woman received a large sum of insurance money after claiming her husband died in a car accident in Pakistan.
Gosh.
Another insurance company uncovered the fraud when she applied for a second payout. Tokyo District Court has ordered the woman to repay the money, but the police have been unable to track her down. Investigation showed that she had submitted false accident reports and a false death certificate. They found her 34-year-old husband, and he had won a local election in his home country of Pakistan a year after he was reportedly dead.
Oh, my goodness.
So they're saying, okay, the guy's dead, but he's also running for office and won.
Maybe he told her he was dead. Maybe he left her and went back to his home country, and she had no idea. I mean, maybe it wasn't fraud on her part. Maybe she really thought he was dead.
I'm getting out of here. Yeah, if you need me, I'll be dead in Pakistan, just so you know. Coming up, we've got a list of interesting uses of nanotechnology. We'll go through that in a bit on the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. You can get razors sent to your door each month for just $1, plus a couple of bucks shipping. It's an amazing deal. Log on to dollarshaveclub.com/radio to learn more. That's dollarshaveclub.com/radio. Now, back to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
Have you ever heard of nanotechnology?
I've heard of it, but I have no clue what it is.
Itty-bitty, tiny little miniature electronic miracles that are taking advantage of all the latest advances of science. And now there are some new materials and new products that are coming out because of that. So hang on, Heidi. Like golf balls and tennis rackets now use nanotechnology. Some new golf balls and tennis rackets, and it's a nano coating on the golf ball made to make your golf ball fly further and feel firmer when you hit it. So they're using nanotechnology for coatings on there, like this stain-resistant khaki pants and ties. You ever wonder how the so-called stain-resistant pants?
I think we talked about this.
Yeah,
didn't we talk about this?
I think you might have read about it.
Stain-resistant stuff?
Stain-resistant stuff like the different brands that carry khaki pants and neckties, and their fabric is now packed with extra atoms between the fabric to help repel liquids so it doesn't set in. It like just rolls right off.
See, now that is using technology for something useful and practical.
Cool. Shoe inserts and socks. If you ever get cold feet, well, NASA's working on some nanotechnology to keep your toesies cozy. So that's a good thing there. Food storage containers. Get rid of those little baggies and start utilizing these things. You don't need Tupperware anymore when they got these nanotechnology miracle storage containers.
What do they do?
I don't know. Keeps your stuff cold, apparently. Men's razors. The FX Diamond Razor uses nanotechnology to keep your blade more durable. Skin creams. L'Oreal and Lancome use some nano-sized micro lifters, and it's helping to keep your wrinkle-reducing creams reducing wrinkles, apparently. And finally on the list, household paint. Bare kitchen and bathroom paint is designed with nanoparticles to increase the density of the paint. It prevents the growth of mold and mildew on your walls.
Wow, that's lovely.
I'm saying, I had no clue all of this stuff was here, but folks, like I've said a couple times this year already, welcome to the future. I mean, it is awesome, the stuff that's out there. Nanotechnology. So nano.
That's all way above my pay grade.
It is?
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coming up, we've got some good news. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV. Call 1-800-259-7646. They have hundreds of channels to choose from, with many packages to fit your viewing desires. Learn more at 1-800-259-7646.
I've got a good case for getting married. If you're out there and you're single, maybe you're dating somebody and you think he or she is the right one, get hitched quick, and I'll tell you why. A new study finds married patients recover better after heart surgery than single or divorced patients. Isn't that crazy?
I'm sure. You've got somebody who loves you, is taking care of you and doting on you and worrying about you.
This stuff is all good, apparently. According to the Time report, the study of 1,576 adults over the age of 50 who had serious cardiac surgery found that unmarried patients had a 40% greater chance of dying or developing complications 2 years after the surgery. So, apparently, sharing your heart with somebody helps you heal your own heart.
Aww.
It's good news. I always try to find a good story to end the program with as we come to the end here. And I think that's a really cool story.
That is a very cool story.
Because, if you're going under the knife and you're going to be going under surgery and doing all that, get married first.
There you go.
And maybe...
Make sure you're in love before you get married.
Maybe you should love somebody.
Probably.
If not, don't just flip through the phone book and start calling people. You single? Just saying. Going under the knife. But I do think that that's really a cool story. And we had another story earlier about a married couple that wears matching clothing. So today was kind of a marriage day that we had several different things. But I do have another story, and I'm going to have that later in the week, about a couple who one needed a kidney and the other one gave their spouse their kidney. I just think that's a really cool story. So
that's not uncommon
as
long as they're a match.
Yeah, what's your blood type?
I'm not giving you my kidney.
I was just saying, you got a juicy-looking kidney back there. I just might need one of those.
I'll give you my kidney if you'll save me part of your liver, because I have a feeling I'm going to need it.
Sounds like a deal. Do you need a shake on that? All right, time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Time now for the bonus break. Only available here on the John and Heidi Show podcast.
Your bonus break is brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club. You can learn more on their website. We'll tell you how to get there in a second. Before we do that, let me tell you why you should go to the Dollar Shave Club. First of all, if you like to shave and look handsome, or if you're a lady and you don't want to look handsome, you want to look beautiful, you can use their razors for that very thing, and they'll send them right to you. You don't have to go looking for them in a store. You don't have to go in and mess around. When you need to shave, you need to shave, right? You don't have time to dink around with that. So just sign up. They'll mail them to you. You'll have them once a month. You get a package in the mail. You get to open this thing up. And they always like to throw little bonuses in there. About every month or every couple months, I get a little something extra. Every month, I get a little a newsletter thing that comes along. And there's always funny stuff in there. You can learn more, and you can sign up to get razors for as little as $3 a month at dollarshaveclub.com/radio. Now your bonus break. Where should I start? How about, I'll start at the top, and I'll just scroll my way down. This was sent to me. I think this is actually pretty cute. Things you'd wish you could hear.
Okay.
So these are not things you're probably going to hear, but things you wish you could hear at the mechanic shop. That part is much less expensive than I thought it was.
Yeah, that doesn't happen.
Another one that you'd wish you could hear at the mechanic shop. I've never seen anybody maintain their car so well. Another thing you wish you could hear from your mechanic. You could get that done more cheaply at the garage down the street. And the final and probably best one, things you'd like to hear from your mechanic. You know what? It was just a loose wire. No charge whatsoever. Never that. All right. How about things you wish you could hear from your daughter or son's preschool teacher? Everyone misbehaved today except for your child.
Actually, we have heard.
Have we? Really?
We have heard that.
Oh, you know what? We did.
Troy.
Yeah, we did. Our son did that. That's happened. Never heard that from our daughter. For some funny reason. Your child traded their candy for carrot sticks today. Another thing you'd like to hear from your kid's preschool teacher. I wish we had 20 kids just like yours. I think we actually heard that before,
We have
too.
heard that.
On both of our kids.
On both of our kids, we've heard that.
From a store clerk. The computerized cash register's down. I'll just have to add your purchases with a pencil and paper. I don't think you'd want to hear that, would you?
No, I wouldn't, especially since most people running those cash registers can't add anyway.
This is another thing you wish you'd hear from a store clerk. We're sorry we sold your defective merchandise. We'll just pick it up at your home and bring you a new one with a complete refund, whichever one you prefer. Yeah, I don't think I want that either. I don't want them coming to my house.
No, you wouldn't want them to know where you
Things
live.
you wish you'd hear from a contractor. Whoever worked on this before sure knew what they were doing. You notice that never happens? I don't know who built this house. Apparently they were a bunch of morons. It was your company, actually. Well, yeah, well, in that case, must have been the other crew. All right, another thing you wish you'd hear from a contractor. I think we came in a little high on that estimate. Here's your actual bill.
Actually, we have heard that from an engineer. We hired a wonderful engineer
great
to work
people.
at our tower site.
Yeah,
and it
almost
was
double.
way lower.
Yeah, it was almost
than
double.
What,
They said,
than
you know
what
what?
their estimate
and
was.
the funny thing is, it was like 2 days longer than they were planning on being there because of some things that were out of their control. But I think they might have felt bad. Like, well, kind of feel bad about that, so we're gonna knock a little of that off. Things you wish you'd hear from your dentist. You may be flossing too much. How about, I won't ask any questions until I take the pick out of your mouth. There's another thing. Yeah, that usually they'll take that thing and stick it in your mouth.
And then they start asking you questions.
Start answering all these questions for me.
Yeah.
Why do they do that?
I don't know.
They know you're going to sound like an idiot. I think that's just their way to make
I think they like that. They all sit around and laugh.
Make a little laugh, a little humorous situation for them. Things you wish you'd hear from a restaurant server. I think it's presumptuous for a waiter to volunteer his name, but since you asked, I'm Tim. I actually do ask. Because usually they'll show up at the table and just say, hi, I'm so-and-so. So the guy was kind of making fun of that. I actually do like knowing who they are, so I can refer to them by name. Another thing that you wish you'd hear from a restaurant server. I was a little slow and inattentive. I just really couldn't accept the tip. All right, a couple things that were sent in. Now, this was actually something I got as well from a friend. I think this is really kind of interesting. I did not know this, but it says, are you smarter than a third grader? So this was shared on my social media earlier this week. These were questions in a contest designed to help kids discover which kid among the 9 to 12-year-old set, so like third, fourth graders, really knew their science. These are real questions for 9 to 12-year-olds.
All right.
Heidi, what is the number of states that the Mississippi River flows through or touches?
I don't know.
How would a kid 9 to 12 know that?
They probably were taught that.
What? Even if they were taught that, who would remember that? So I got a map hanging on the wall over here, and I'm looking. I still don't think I could tell you that. All right, how about nanometers? The number of nanometers in a measurement is 27,000 picometers.
Okay, but here's the thing. I mean, they learn this stuff, and then they're given the test that same week. So they only have to retain it for a short period of time. They just have to know it long enough to take the test.
Do you even remember learning about nanometers or picometers? I don't even know what those are.
No.
Picometer.
I don't know.
It doesn't sound...
Maybe it didn't exist when we were
And here's
in
my
school.
question then. Why do the kids need to even know this? Teach them things we do need to know. How about this? The number of complete trips Phobos makes around Mars each day.
What is a Phobos?
Exactly. Phobos is a moon that goes around Mars every day, apparently.
But this is the thing. They're learning this like right now, so that's why they know these things.
The B vitamin number of niacin. Huh? That's a question? I don't even know what that is. Number of bones in a human hand, including the wrist. Oh, yeah, throw the wrist in there. Let's make it really difficult. How many hands are in the human hand?
How many hands are in the human hand?
See, I get that one. One. I got that answer. But how many bones are in the human hand?
Isn't it like 100 and something?
I don't know. You got this bone right here. Thinking that might be a bone. I have no idea. But apparently, if you're 9 to 12, you're supposed to know this. The number of, I can't even say it, salivary glands, the glands that produce saliva. The number of salivary glands in a human, not including buccal glands. Okay, I have no clue. So is it amazing to you that third graders are supposed to know all that stuff?
Again, they don't have to know it for long.
I don't know why they need to know it ever for any reason. None of that makes any sense to me. All right. With today being Veterans Day, I want to make sure we share this. About 422,000 veterans are struggling to find work in the United States. The personal finance website Wallet Hub came up with an in-depth analysis of the best and worst cities for veterans.
Okay.
And we're going to shame the worst city and we're going to shine on the best city.
All right.
So in honor of the sacrifices made by our former military service members, their analysis of 100 most populated U.S. cities across 18 key metrics helped them find the most livable city to call home if you are a veteran. The data set ranges in the percentage of military skilled-related jobs and the availability of VA health facilities. So that's all the info. So do you want to do the best first or the worst first?
The best first.
All right. The best, top 10 best cities for veterans. Number 10, Lubbock, Texas. Number 9, Austin, Texas. Number 8, Sacramento, California. Number 7, El Paso, Texas. Number 6, San Diego. Number 5, Gilbert, Arizona. Number 4, Orlando, Florida. Number 3, Raleigh, North Carolina. Number 2, Scottsdale, Arizona. And the number 1 completely blows my mind, Irvine, California. I would have never guessed in a bazillion years that it would even land in California.
I wouldn't have guessed at any of those that are in California.
And there's 3 in California. I would have never guessed that. But I'm really proud of California for that. So hats off to you, California, for having the most in the top 10. And definitely hats off to you, Irvine, for being the very best city for veterans. Now let's go to the other side of the page. Worst cities for veterans. Number 91 on the list of 100 is Lexington, Kentucky. Then Indianapolis, Indiana. Memphis, Tennessee. North Las Vegas, Nevada. Fort Wayne, Indiana. Miami, Florida. We're up to 97. Boston, Massachusetts. Number 98, Hialeah, Florida. Number 9, Newark, New Jersey. And the most shameful city on the list, the worst city if you are a veteran trying to get ahead, Detroit, Michigan. Now, let me pause for a moment.
Doesn't Detroit always end up the worst on every list, no matter what you're talking about?
But here's the thing that's just nuts. Detroit is a city that of all the cities in this list, they should be the ones saying, we're going to do everything we can to get veterans to come here. They've got like 300, what was it? What was the number? Just heard, like 30,000 homes vacant. They should be doing a home for veterans for free just to get them to move there, give them a place to live, give them something to do.
Haven't veterans been through enough?
Yeah. You don't want to send them to Detroit. Yeah. Now that I think of it, yeah, it's very true. By the way, if you're listening in Detroit, how you doing? Here's the thing I'll bank on. There's nobody listening to us in Detroit. All right. That's all from Wallet Hub. Thank you, Wallet Hub, for doing that. They send me stuff all the time. And I lately have not been reading nearly as much of it on the air, but I do appreciate you sending it. And I'll try to remember to read you a little more often because they do have some good stuff. That's going to do it for your bonus break. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on this Wednesday. It is Veterans Day. Be sure to get out there and celebrate. Hug a veteran. If you see somebody that's got a Navy hat or a Marines hat or an Army hat or whatever it is, Air Force hat, if you see somebody today, be sure to go over, shake their hand, thank them for their service. That means a ton to us, and I know it'll mean a ton to them to hear that as well. Do not forget to do that today. Again, bonus break brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club. Learn more at dollarshaveclub.com/radio.